guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm back in Bright. I'm over here running a workshop today actually. I've come over for a 5-day workshop just exploring Bright and Mount Buffalo in northeast Victoria. It's it's the start of winter, so got some cold mornings, a bit of fog around actually. It's a good time to be here. Generally get quite a bit of fog in autumn, but this autumn for some reason it wasn't as much, but at the moment there's a bit of fog around the valley, so it's quite nice. Anyway, so this morning I've got a bit of free time, got a few hours to kill before I meet the group, so I thought I'd just go check out one of the waterfalls up at Mount Buffalo. Hasn't been a lot of rain lately, but it's usually pretty good waterfall. There's usually, if there's any water, it'll be there. So I just want to go check it out, and I thought I'd bring you guys along, do a video. I don't shoot a lot of water as such. I don't shoot many waterfalls. I don't really have them around my area, but coming over to Bright, there's a few waterfalls, pretty nice ones too. So I'll show you. I'll take you up. Hopefully, there's a bit of nice colour in the sky as well. Actually, just getting a bit distracted. I'll take you over, take you through some compositions, and hopefully, I might get some fog just at the base of Mount Buffalo as well. So I'll take you through it, and we'll see what we can find. So I've made it to Ladies Bath Falls. It's quite a nice falls, quite pretty. It's a popular spot to come to, but you'll see why. It's quite nice. There's a few different types of compositions you can work with as well, and it's a nice little walk. I'll show you. Hopefully the stabilisation's working all right there. It's a nice little walk, and I just thought it would be a good idea to walk you guys through something a bit different, something most landscape photographers usually shoot: waterfalls. I don't shoot them that much, not because I don't like to. I just don't have a lot around me. So I do enjoy it when I get a chance. I like to get the main shot, and then try and find more intimate scenes afterwards. Get the money shot, and then have a bit of a play around, try a few different kind of creative angles, and working with water flow, making the flow or a part of the cascading water over some of the rocks, the main subject. So yeah, let's see what we can find, and we'll go from there. Got to get through this walk first. Got some real nice morning light coming through. Oh, can hear the water. It's always a good sign. And it's a very popular spot. I've come early. One, just so it's a bit darker, no morning light. I mean, no direct sunlight on the waterfall. Also, two, not overly keen on recording videos in front of people just yet. We'll see if that ever gets any easier. All right. Alright, so I've made it to the waterfall. It's, I don't know if you can hear me that well, it's pretty loud. So yeah, it's got a decent amount of water flow. I'm set up in a position that is relatively close to the waterfall. I'm just using some of the rock structure in the foreground and the pool of water in the foreground as well, and just really centered the waterfall. It's a pretty simple composition, but I like going, as opposed to most people, vertical. I like to take a horizontal shot, not focus that much on foreground elements, and really make the waterfall the standout. I've seen a number of other people use the rocks. They're nice rocks, and you can make some nice foreground interest out of them. Even some of the cascading water. But I just like to show, I guess, the rock face as well. So you'll see when I show the back of the camera. But yeah, this is the setup. It's a bit sketchy, so I'm just being careful where I stand. So yeah, just using that the rocks here as the foreground, and then got the main waterfall. And then it cascades down there. It's a bit sketchy to get down there, and you've got this tree there in the way, so shooting around there would be nice. But yeah, it's just it really gets in the way of the main composition. So let me frame up. I'll show you the back of the camera, and talk you through the composition. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's the composition, and yeah, just using the rocks in the foreground. Got the pool of water kind of in the bottom third, and then the waterfall coming down right smack bang in the center. I like a lot of this rock face here, so I like to include that as like a landscape orientation. And yeah, I guess just a few things that I think about. Look at my sides, the sides of the frame. I talk about this a lot in my workshops. Just always be mindful, you frame up your main subject, but then think about how you're positioning the rest of it. Anything distracting coming into the frame. I'll position these rocks nicely, like this one here and these ones here kind of face in a bit. And then just no like real distracting elements. I've also made sure I've got plenty of space between the top of the waterfall and the top of the frame. You don't want to have that top of the waterfall touching the top of the frame. It's just distracting for the viewer, and the eye will just dart off straight up to the top of the frame. So it's good to have that that space for the main subject. So yeah, settings I've got on F10 just to capture, you know, everything in focus, and I've got about a quarter of a second there. So yeah, the water flow is not too bad with that. So what I'll do is I just punch in, just focus on this part here, fire off a frame, check everything's in focus. Yep, beautiful. And then have a look at the water flow as well. Sometimes you might need to do multiple exposures just to capture the right level of flow that you like. But yeah, I like a little bit of detail, not too washed out. And yeah, just be mindful you're not clipping any of the highlights there, which I'm not. So yeah, probably got that all in one shot. Alright, so I think that shot worked out quite nice. So just one other thing I wanted to talk about. When I shoot, like I said, I don't really shoot waterfalls much at all, because that's not a main focus for me. I actually don't really shoot much with, or at all with filters. I don't use filters, and people ask me about filters on workshops, but I don't use any of the graduated neutral densities. I don't use neutral densities. You know, I don't have a stance on it where it's like, you know, you should or you shouldn't, but just for my type of photography, I just don't need them. I can do all the graduated neutral density stuff in post-processing. I find using graduated neutral densities in camera can do more damage than not, just because you've got like a hard line over certain areas that you might not want. And yeah, the only one I really carry is a CPL, a circular polarizer. I do carry it for the odd occasion when I'm at a place like this and it might be bright, and you might need to cut out some of that reflection. But yeah, for water, you know, water flow, if you're out in a day like this, early morning, you don't have any direct sunlight, it's relatively dark, you know, low contrast, and yeah, you can get your camera to, you know, 1/10 of a second, quarter of a second. That's usually enough to get the water flow I need, and I can do that without a CPL. So yeah, so I just find I don't need them. It's just an extra thing that I need to carry. I've got more stuff to carry now because I'm doing videos, so weight's become a bit more of a concern for me. So yeah, I just don't use them. But yeah, whatever works for you. If you like them, keep using them, but maybe try it sometimes without it. You'd be surprised. I know some people do like it for enhancing some of the greens in, you know, foliage and that sort of stuff, same as autumn color, and it does, but a lot of the time when I'm shooting that sort of stuff, I'm shooting in conditions that move pretty quick, and I'm reacting pretty quick, so I don't want to be faffing around with filters and that sort of stuff. It just gets in the way for me, so I'm willing to you know, sacrifice that. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just bring that up. Any kind of useful tips that can help, or something you might have been thinking about. So yeah, I think it's a nice spot. Come visit it if you're in the high country. Yeah, around Bright, Mount Buffalo. You know, we haven't had a lot of rain for a long time, so you know, we had a decent rainfall a few weeks ago, and it's still flowing quite well. So yeah, it's a good waterfall. Nice spot, and in summer people come here and they have a bit of a swim. It's a bit cold for that at the moment, as you can tell with the beanie. But yeah, I'll have a look around, see if there's anything else I can frame up. But yeah, good stuff. Cheers. All right, so yeah, I've just come over onto the bridge kind of platform area. Happy with the shot I just got the money shot, and like I said, after I get that, I'll just come around or look around different areas and just try and find different perspectives of either the main subject or, something like this. There's plenty of different cascading bits of water flowing over rocks and things like that. So looking for little intimate scenes, focusing in on basically water flow. So I use the flow as the subject and just work with like line shapes, that sort of stuff, and just try and frame it in a way that, the flow is going in a certain direction, either from like, the top of the scene to the bottom, and just flowing nicely through the scene. So it's easy to understand if I show you what I've got here. So just on the back of the camera, you can see just there. So this is what I'm shooting. So so that's the main waterfall. And I've just come over here, looking at, just that section down there. I quite liked just that flow coming all the way down through those big rocks, those two boulders, and then just trying to find something basically in there. So this is what I've got here. And just got the water flow coming from the top there, flowing all the way down, and then with that little puddle there. So I guess the only thing really to think about is just the water flow, the speed. So I'll take that shot. Don't know how well that's focusing, but so I've just got that nice flow coming through there. The dark rocks kind of create that nice contrast. And it's all just about the movement and the flow. You got to make sure you're not blowing any highlights there. Again, because I'm not using a CPL, I've had to really crank up the aperture. So actually it's not too bad. I got it to about f11. Because the water's moving so fast, I didn't need a really slow shutter speed. So it's at about a fifth of a second. So it works nice, I think. It's a nice little intimate scene, nice little water flow scene, and I come away with two shots showing different points of different perspectives, I guess, of the water flow. It's always good to not just go away with the money shot, look and see if there's other things you can do creatively, and it will just build on your skills as a photographer. And you'll start seeing more patterns, shapes, lines as you work through that sort of stuff in the field. So happy with that. I think I'll wrap it up there. I remember to sign off this time. I think it's been a nice morning. Lucky I didn't have to film with anyone here. I just wanted to try and capture something, have the place to myself. It's always nice, these kind of places where you can get them to yourself. Beautiful morning. Just show you there. So all right, I think I'll wrap it up. Thanks again. Like I said, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Just a quick shout out to those that have already given me feedback on the videos. Really appreciate it. Glad you guys are enjoying it and getting something out of it. Not only just some tips and tricks and that sort of stuff, but also enjoying the the beautiful high country. So winter's here. So there's a bit of snow up in the mountain, so it shouldn't be too long until I can get up there and do a video. Hanging out to get up there and do a video in the snow. All right, guys, cheers. Thanks a lot. Cheers. See ya.